Hi, I'm Andrew Lennox. I'm the CEO of a company called Atomic 6. We're in the business of actually creating some really fascinating, innovative construction techniques that will disrupt the construction industry worldwide. Composites such as carbon fibre and very high-tech materials like that typically haven't been used before because of price and because of fire rating issues. So we've spent a lot of time actually developing ways of making a material that is 6 times stronger than steel, affordable, fire rated, very, very quick to manufacture, to the point where we can utilise it in all construction methods. Atomic 6 is probably the only construction company in Australia, if not the whole world, that's doing proper Industry 4.0 capabilities. And once again, it's because of the materials that we're using. It's almost impossible to do this with timber and other products. But using production lines of many rows and having automation of CNC machines and water jets and automated painting booths is how we're achieving that. It's very quite exciting. Solar is not putting a couple of panels on a roof and saying, hey, I'm saving the planet. Solar needs to be done on a big scale. So we're talking about 100% solar coverage. And once you've got a huge amount of solar, you can have huge battery storages. And we've got the ability now of actually getting our houses to get other houses in the street off grid. This is how you do solar. With Atomic 6, solar is part of your house. It's not an option. It's not something you pay extra for. It is your house. So we're in the business of providing unbelievable houses that are just standard. It's like buying a Tesla car. You don't ask for a different sort of wheels. It just comes part of it. So we're very proud to say that Atomic 6 is clean energy housing, not an extra. Our home automation is something we've developed ourselves. It's actually built with inside the house. We can have cameras. We've got a whole library of different options we can put into it. We can even connect Alexa or Google to it, so we can be on the internet or off the internet. But it's something that we've developed ourselves to be really, really special within our houses. We're very proud of it. Atomic 6 are actually doing all sorts of great things for the actual residential market, whether it's being a house or whether it's being an apartment. And so through the use of our solar and these really high-tech things, we're actually generating enough power to go to other people. But through the modular construction, we actually get in and out really, really quickly, which is less disruptive to the actual community. So in terms of all the things we're bringing for communities, I think it's something that councils and government alike should be very, very excited about. Atomic 6 essentially have developed a way of building, so we can do a whole range of different types of constructions, from residential to tiny homes to hospitals to 50-story apartments. So it's more about the strengths and the processes and how it comes together rather than actually what it is. We can do a whole host of stuff, and it's very, very adaptable. Through Atomic 6's development of carbon fibre structures, we've got unbelievably strong components now. So what we've been able to do is use these components or these apartments as formwork for big construction. So what that means is we can bring in all these modules or apartments and then pour concrete over the top of them and then straight away go up and up and up higher. Now what's cool about that is that these modules are built in a factory, so they're fully fitted out. They've got electrics, they've got everything, they're painted, they've got kitchens. That's what we're putting around here, covering with concrete. So you can imagine the time we're saving by doing that, but the costs are a fraction now because we're doing it in a factory. Yeah, so this is revolutionary to high-rise construction across the globe. Atomic 6 are absolutely focused on pricing, because if we can have the best product, we can have solar, but if it's more expensive, no one cares. Well, certainly developers and builders don't care. So since day one, we've looked at actually ways of doing it cheaper. Now we do that by controlling the whole process. We build, manufacture everything. We control the price. Industry 4.0 gets it done quickly. That's how we do things cheaper, which means that developers, builders, and the consumer get a much better product for the same price or cheaper. The construction industry is renowned for waste. So when we're doing our Industry 4.0 construction, all the offcuts, all of the fibres, all the everything gets ground up in this machine, and then we then put into mould, and we're repurposing them into stair treads, into doors. So we're not wasting anything, and we're actually using them as part of our construction. Atomic 6 and Deakin University in Geelong have worked very closely to actually getting our strengthening right. We've got results where a typical house needs to have between 5 and 7 kilonewtons of force. We're up around 114, and some of our figures are actually higher than that. So what that means is our hugely strong structures with our incredibly strong adhesives, which you normally see in the marine or the aerospace industries, we've got a combination which is never seen before. It's very, very exciting stuff. Atomic 6 have been working really hard on a fire-rated board, so we've actually done our own proprietary board, essentially using vermiculite as the base. So vermiculite is made at 1300 degrees, which is a very, very high temperature for any sort of situation. Now the boards that we've used are used for external walls when we've got fire rating issues. It can be used for bushfire, but we're actually using that same face internally of the house as well. So we just thought that let's just do the whole house fire rated so there's never any issues. Atomic 6 are actually using solar as our roof, so we're not wasting money on a roof and then attaching solar to it. So we've got this beautiful clean line solar that looks amazing, but it's actually essentially a free product that we've got on our houses, and it comes standard. Atomic 6 have actually, through the use of composites, have worked out a way of actually storing fluids, essentially water, inside our walls, so you don't even know it's there. Atomic 6 are very proud to actually incorporate solar as part of our structure. So we're using this aesthetically clean, beautiful solar, and we actually bond it to the outside of our fire-rated system. So what we've got is most services actually generating solar. So solar is not a connection, it's not a clamped on later on thing. It's part of our system, which means we're not doubling up on costs of a cladding and then solar on the outside of it. So it makes a lot of sense to do it this way. To do proper off-grid living, Atomic 6 have actually incorporated other technologies that are already around the world. One of them being the atmospheric water generator. So essentially you're taking the moisture out of the air and turning it into drinking water. So that means you can take a structure anywhere on the planet and not need potable water connected to it. Atomic 6 are actually working in with technologies that have essentially been around for 20 years. One of them being the incinerator toilet. Essentially what it does is it actually burns the feces and turns it just into an ash which you can just throw into the garden. Now you only do that once every few weeks or a month. But what that means is we don't need sewer connected to these structures. So once again we can put these anywhere on the planet. We've got our solar to drive them and we have no connection to the grid. So in particular for tiny homes, Atomic 6 have worked out a way of trying to get the high usage water being showers and things like that and trying to clean it and keep it on site because we can't wait for rain. We don't want to be connected to mains water. So this is not just normal grey water, it's a proper system that actually treats the water to be able to be used as a shower again until the rain comes and we flush the system out a bit. So it just makes us more sustainable. Acrylic glazing is our substitute for double glazed traditional sort of glazing. So SAR acrylic, which is super abrasive resistant acrylic, is non-scratch. Now what's important about this is we get to do our own glazing in the factory. We can cut it ourselves. We have a thicker, so it's very, very thermal, but it means that we can transport stuff to site now because it's not going to shatter along the way. So on so many levels, SAR acrylic is really, really important part of our mix. Atomic 6, through our composites and through collaboration with other people, we've found a system of actually sealing our roof. So what that means is it's actually cheaper for us to do a rooftop garden than it is to do a metal roof. So why shouldn't we do rooftop gardens? Because we've now got a better carbon footprint. It's more aesthetically pleasing. Council, neighbours will appreciate it more, and you're getting it for free. Why not? Atomic 6 are making a very conscious shift from carbon fibre to basalt fibre. Basalt fibre being a naturally occurring fibre and essentially the same thing as carbon fibre. It's done the same way, the outcomes are the same way, but we've got a very conscious shift towards protecting our planet. So having a non-petroleum product inside our houses has been a really important shift for us. One of the most exciting things that Atomic 6 have worked on is the ability of getting apartments essentially off-grid. Now, doing that is by using these large flow batteries, but taking the massive volume out of them and actually having it inside the balcony. So imagine having an apartment, solar roof, solar everything else, but it can also have these huge battery storage. This is unheard of on the planet at the moment, and this technology is going to change the way we build for many, many years to come across the whole globe. Atomic 6 have been working on the thermal properties of our house. Now, through using composites, we can do it differently. So we've been certified by CSIRO with an R rating of 4.2. Now, compared to 1.9 of a typical house, that means we're significantly more stable conditions, so warmer in winter, cooler in summer. But we're also using that for our ceilings, our walls, internal walls, throughout the whole house. So the outcome is really quite substantial.